Well, you make crackers, of course, in the dehydrator. And then you see, like, this is what I recommend to the moms who feel guilty about, the mom is like trying to lose like 80 pounds or something, or she's trying to get rid of a tumor or headaches. And she's like, this juicing thing makes the most sense because you alkalize, you move the lymph and you start dissolving that tumor, or you start dissolving that mucus that's making and eliminating by neutralizing the acid wastes that are making up the cellulite and the obesity. You're going to neutralize the acid waste and flush it out. So the juicing makes sense, and it works because it's therapeutic and it's also a very powerful modality. But the mom's sitting there going, you know, it depends. Is money a real factor or not? For some people, money's no big deal, and just to toss out the fiber into the compost heap is no big deal because they're getting the juice therapy and that's what matters to them, and they drink the juice, they get energized, they go to work, they're very productive, and so it makes up for it. And they also have health, so they don't go to the doctor. So, but if you've got the pulp left over, you can take that pulp and you can blend it either with some soaked sunflower seeds or some soaked almonds or some soaked pumpkin seeds and some zucchini, and throw some garlic and sea salt, and you can pulverize it in the food processor. And then you can take it in the dehydrator or the oven on a very low temperature, and you can dehydrate them into crackers. And you can see that on my YouTube channel. But also you can make, and let's say, so the mom's losing weight. Well, the dad and the kids, they don't know what's going on. So and they're not raw foodists. So you can throw it and make a soup broth. You can roll it up with some sunflower seeds and make little meatballs with the parsley and the carrot pulp and the celery pulp that's left over. It's garlic and sea salt and some soaked sunflower seeds. And you roll that up into little balls, and nobody knows what it is. And you can, you know, bake it if you want. I recommend raw foods, but I know that, you know, 99% of the world, 99.9% of the world is not raw foodists. So you can take those, and the soup is a great idea. And then you just feed that to the rest of the family. Ha ha, suckers. You know what I mean? While you're losing weight, feeling great. But the kids and the dad, you know, they're not going to be doing what you're doing. They're just doing what they're doing. And so you can take that, and there's a lot of other great ideas. My favorite is the crackers. And then you know, when the kids are here or there's other guests over, they'll eat the cooked soup, and I can make a soup broth out of that. So, you know, those are just a couple ideas. Well, hopefully that you've got a cooler and you've got your little ice blocks made out of whatever little water bottle you got. This is my fresh pure water here, but if I finish this off, I can fill this up with tap water, make an ice block out of it, and get one of those little igloo coolers that'll hold like 6 jars or 4 jars in one of these and a couple of ice blocks. And then it keeps your juices cool all day, which you can preserve with citrus. The citric acid in the lemon or the lime or the orange or the grapefruit will preserve the juices. Just a few drops keeps it from oxidizing. You seal down the lid, get some plastic lids, and get some mason jars. And then you just put your mason jars in the cooler, and you can either have juices or smoothies. Here's a plan that will help you if you want. This is a reboot program that I just filmed on DVD, which will be available in a few months. But it starts out with there's one juice for cleansing the colon, another juice for energy and detoxification, then a smoothie, and then at night a salad. So 2 juices, a smoothie, and a salad is a real great long-term, success. Most people could get away, like I could get away myself because I don't need to eat as much. Once you start absorbing more, you don't need to eat as much. For example, today I ate 6 mangoes and a watermelon. That's all I've had all day, and that's enough for me. So it kind of sounds weird, but once you start absorbing and you're just living more off the light, you don't need to eat as much. But in the beginning, when people start off with this, they're nutrient deficient, their body's starving for minerals, and that's why they're eating so much other foods like sweets and fats and everything else. As soon as you start absorbing, but you can get away with a juice, a smoothie, and a salad. And you do the juice, and that flushes out the toxins from the night before after sleeping. And that can be a citrus juice, that can be a lemon ginger blast, that can be a green juice, whatever you like. Preferably a little bit of fruit in the morning to kind of get the motors running. And then you can do a smoothie. Now that smoothie is good because it's a little bit heavier. You've been moving around throughout the day, you've been working, or you've been very active, and now you've built up a bit of an appetite, but you don't really want to eat a big meal, because we should all know this by now, but it did take me a while to get it, so I'm going to assume that maybe not everyone quite understands that. But when you eat, it takes 2 to 3 hours to digest that food, a heavy meal. And during those 2 to 3 hours, you're not performing optimally. But when you do the juice, you're getting the nutrition, you're getting the energy, you're getting the cellular stimulation, the mental activation from the sugars, the blood cleansing properties from the herbs, but you're not bogging yourself down. I don't know how people do it with bacon, eggs, and hash browns and toast. I mean, I'd have to take a nap after I just woke up. You see what I mean? So it's like I'll drink juice all day long and have one meal at night. Because when I have that meal, now I'll drink my juice and I'll get a bunch of work done, and then maybe I'll have another juice, or I do suggest for most people a smoothie. It's a little more comfortable for them, but you don't get bogged down. It's a little bit more, like I said, the smoothies take a bit more to digest, but you're not bogging yourself down. If you have like a chicken salad with croutons and all this stuff, or a chicken salad, I don't even know why the heck I just said that, but just a heavy salad, people eat heavy at lunch, and then they wonder why their performance for the next half of the day is not as much as it could be. That's why, I pretty much learned this from Lou, and that is that, I had it figured out, but when I heard it from Lou, then I realized no wonder when I do that, everything goes much smoother, and that Lou does not eat while he's, working. And whenever I'm now, it's 100%. Like if I've got a Skype call, or if I've got a class, I pretty much I'm just going to be on juice, so my brain is clear and I'm not bogged down with digesting, because all that nerve energy will go right down into the stomach. You see? And then you won't be as sharp and you won't be as clear. What I like to do myself, and this is something you can pick up and do yourself, when your work is done, when you are all finished and you can relax and digest your food, that is when you want to have your heavier meal. Because then you don't waste any time on your performance during the day getting your work done. Boom. I'm not a huge foam guy because I think it can lead to a little bit of gas. But if you have the chance, if you let it sit for like 10 or 15 minutes in the fridge, a lot of that foam will go away. What I do is I'll juice everything, and then I will strain it. And the straining kind of holds a lot of the foam on top through a strainer. and then you can just put the strainer, tap it into the sink, and get rid of the foam that way. You can also stir it in. It's not a big deal. You can shake it. It actually is some of the proteins on top, so it's nutritious, but I don't make a habit of like swallowing a whole big bunch of the foam. So I will either stir it or I will strain it. I try to get rid of as much of the foam. I want to get down into there to that deep liquid. So you can use a straw and then kind of leave the foam in the jar if you want. Stir it up, shake it, and then, so, you know, but the thing is, the foam will go away within about 15 or 20 minutes in the fridge, and I'll make enough juice in the morning to last me all day long. And I'm okay with even the juices, because fresh pressed juice 36 hours later is still 100 times better than pasteurized juice any day of the week. So I recommend preserving your juices with lemon. And if you have to, make, you know, 2, 3, 4 jars of juice, put them in the fridge, and make sure that your juice is there when you want it, when you need it. If you want to stay on a juice fast, or if you want to have something real quick instead of like grabbing a donut or a candy bar or some crackers out of the cupboard, you just grab a jar of juice and you knock that back. And there's another thing I'd like to point out is that, you know, you don't tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to have the cheeseburger, or I'm not going to have the piece of chicken, or no, I'm not going to have the eggs. Just tell yourself that I'm going to drink a juice first, or I'm going to eat some raw foods first, and then I'll have the cookie, then I'll have the donut. And you know what? You'll start training yourself. What you really want is nutrition, and usually a little bit of kind of a refresher for your spirit a lot of times. Like, I'm sad, I need a donut. How about I'm sad, I need a juice? Way better trip, you know what I mean? And you refresh yourself, you nourish yourself, and you nurture yourself with a nice juice. You can nurture yourself with a donut, or you can nurture yourself with a juice. And so if you've got the juice in there and you've got that plan already in your head, and you say, okay, cool, those juices are in there. The next time I get the munchies, or the next time I get a hankering for a little snack, I'm just going to knock back one of these jars of juice, and you'll start training yourself. And that's what I did for years. And finally, I'm to the point now where the thought of cooked food doesn't even come into my radar, not even the slightest. And I know that I'm going to eat raw foods. I know I'm going to eat fruit, juices, smoothie, or a salad. And that's just how it is. And I've trained myself that way by, you know, just consuming those raw foods first, getting my body into that place where that is all that it wants.
Thanks, Sam. Let's go with Lee.
Dr. Ali, what I want juice or would I do juice smoothie or smoothie or fruits and vegetables or better?
Okay, so Dan, the question is, someone wants to lose weight. What's the best plan? Is it to do the juice plan, the juice leagues, or is it better to have juice smoothies, or is there particular fruits or vegetables that you recommend for weight loss? What's your ideas?
All right, well, let's do number 1 for the super ultra champ. The super ultra disciplined champ that can, white knuckle it through the tight corners should eat fruits and green juice, whole fruits and leafy green juices, and you watch what happens with your weight loss. Now, the problem is, if you do that, you're going to be white knuckling it through some tight corners, because you're going to have emotional release, you're going to have physical release, you're going to have mental stuff, you're going to have mental clarity, and you're going to start seeing things that you have been hiding from for the last 47 years. I mean, and you're going to just freak out. But you might be able to handle that. That's the ultimate case scenario where I had a dude lose 95 pounds in 90 days on just fruits and green juice. And my stepmom, she also did fruits and green juice, and she lost 59 pounds in 60 days. So that's the ultimate lose a pound a day program, which I have a DVD called that, and it is just fruits and green juice, non-fat, just flush, 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 detoxify, alkalize, and just cleanse quick. Like stuff coming out of you that you can't even believe. Okay? Then there is the sane and rational approach, which is much more likelihood of success, which is a raw food diet, which is number one, you know, the juice in the morning to get the wheels turning. With the juice, you take the enzymes and you start breaking up the mucoid plaque with the pyrazyme, which is a therapeutic enzyme which starts breaking up all the old debris that's sitting in your stomach. And then for lunch, you do a smoothie. And at that time, you can take more if you're sometimes with chronic conditions, or if you really want to accelerate the weight loss, you take another 5 pyrazyme, or for the ultimate therapy, you take 10 pyrazyme. And then in the evening, you have your salad, which you can use like a nice a fat dressing, so that you don't. This is what keeps people from freaking out, knowing that at night they're going to have a salad with an avocado or 2 on it, some tomatoes, cucumbers, some sea salt, little garlic, some onions, tomatoes, whatever, some sprouts or some soaked nuts and seeds. So you're not losing as fast, because you're, number one, getting more calories, you're getting more acid-forming foods with the almonds and stuff, but you're also more mentally stable. So you're not going to go as fast and see the quick results, but you're going to be much more slow and steady, so that you can potentially avoid the snapback effect, which would, you go like, I'm on a juice fast, I'm like trying to lose 120 pounds and I'm on a juice fast, and it's like day 6 and you just freak out, like you realize like something that you've been hiding from, the reason why you're overweight in the first place. You might have had some trauma, or you might realize one day something. I don't want to bring up any examples in case it's too sensitive or something, but you realize something and you're like, oh my God, I can't handle this. I can't handle this awakening too rapidly of my awareness. And so you have the snapback, and then you end up over at McDonald's, or you end up at the Pizza Hut place and you eat like 2 large pizzas and drink 2 liters of Coke, and then then you feel depressed and suicidal, But instead, the more slow and steady approach is, okay, the juice, I can handle that. I love the green juice or the lemon ginger blast or whatever. Then I've got this amazing banana, lettuce, date, spinach, mango smoothie that I make that satisfies me and kind of keeps me going here. And then at night, you've got that in your mind, your emotional eating. You don't want to like traumatize the emotional eater in you right away, unless you're very disciplined, like spiritual sweating type person to the tight corners, can handle it. Go to bed, a few sleepless nights, a little bit of diarrhea, whatever. But then that salad at night is more like, it's satiating, it's soothing, it's you have it to look forward to, so that the snapbacks aren't as intense, but the weight loss process is, you're able to continue on a much more slow and steady route. Then you use the enzymes, you go get the colonics, you do the walking, you do the breathing, maybe get some counseling, and you do the rebounding as well. And 20 minutes of rebounding a day. Massage is very helpful. Nurturing yourself, spending time in nature, reading, relaxing. In fact, a major part of weight loss is learning to relax and let go and get your body, because when you're stressed, you can't heal anything. When you're stressed, you can't lose weight. You can't do anything when you're stressed. The body won't heal in a state of epinephrine, adrenaline going on like that. So if you can relax, let go, get some counseling, practice meditation, whatever it is, talk to your pastor, I don't know, but some way to relax, some way to let go, to increase your faith in life. And then, so those are the 2 basic programs, the accelerated whole fruits and leafy greens for a major quick release, like a pound a day. I've seen it time and time again. And then the other one is more like, maybe along the lines of 2 to 3 pounds a week, but much more slow and steady with some more of the nuts and seeds and maybe some gourmet and stuff. But you want to make sure you're continually alkalizing with the juices and the fruits and the herbs. And then slowly but surely, whatever you're able to handle, you're going to get the results, and you're going to, because it's the toxins that are making people overweight, because the blood has to store those toxins in the body because they can't be in the blood. But as soon as you start bringing in those antioxidants to start to neutralize those acid wastes and carry them out of the system, then you can begin to lose weight.
That was awesome, man. That was like a full-on weight loss program right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, so Dan, the question was, you mentioned that there was a DVD that you had, maybe, that was talking about how you can have a juice for breakfast, smoothie for lunch, and a salad for dinner.
Uh-huh.
Is that, which program was that one from? Do you have a DVD on that?
Well, that's actually, I just filmed that like a week ago in South Carolina. That's called the 7-Day Reboot Program. And it's, like I said, it's a juice. It's 2 juices, a smoothie, and a salad. And it's got some enzyme therapy in there, as well as other adjuncts like the rebounding colonics and things like that, that will help you. It's a reboot program that's designed to get you stable, because people are all over the map with their food, and they can't get control of it. This is a program that's designed to help you get healthy, but at the same time stay stable. So that I've got a bunch of really great smoothies and a really great salads that are satiating, satisfying, delicious, but it's all 100% raw enzyme activated living foods, cultured foods. So very easy to digest, highly nutritive, and very balancing. That will be available actually in a few months. It's a great program.
Dan, we're just going to wrap things up shortly here, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about your, as you guys know, I have every single one of Dan's DVDs, like I have like 8 or 10 of each one in our library. But we're writing that page like full price because I bought them right as they came out. But right now, Dan has a special where you can get all of his DVDs for like a ridiculously low price. How many DVDs do you get, and how much does it cost?
Right now I've got 13 DVDs, and I also include a 4-part video series with Lou Corona, which will not be released to the public. It's special just for this particular sale. I've also got another bonus video that I made of my top 4 healing juices that's available during this sale. And I've got 2 audio programs. One of them is Fast, Easy, and Permanent Weight Loss. And it's really about the psychology of weight loss. So it's really a completely unique program that you've never heard of anything like this before in the weight loss industry. Like, how can you actually change your brain so that you actually do automatically, unconsciously do this? You want to listen to that one over and over again. And I just produced one which has not been released to the public yet either, which is called Get Healthy Now, the 4 Pillars of Radiant Health. And then you also get a live chat that I did on detoxification about a year ago. And I'm also doing a live chat July 1st, where I'll also be going into many more of these principles and eating for spirituality, as well as some Q&A. And that'll be a live chat on July 1st. So all of that is $97. And so it's like my life's work for less than $100. And if you get this stuff, it will take 3 to 6 months to review these materials, and I would recommend you watch them over and over again, because if you do, you will be saturated with the passion that I have for taking care of this body, which is simply the vehicle for my spirit to express itself. So I want to keep this thing humming along as tight and clean and efficient as possible so that this spirit can express itself, and so that I can be a part of doing the work of transforming lives as well as my own, and bringing hope to planet Earth. So being an instrument of God's love and peace, and the cleaner and clearer and more purified that I become, the more that that light is able to express itself. So that's why I make the DVDs, and I put, each DVD is about, well, there's just various programs. I've got lose weight, juicing, gourmet, blending, and a whole bunch of other 13 DVDs So you're getting like an amazing amount of information that can really transform your life. And I'm so into this to this very day that I feel like the passion will be transmitted to you, and it will help you to save a lot of money in the long run on your health. And it will also empower you to be creative in the kitchen as well. You'll see things on these DVDs and you'll be like, wow, I never knew you could do that before with zucchinis or something like that. So I didn't mean to turn this to an infomercial, but I'm very proud of the work that we've done over there in the studio. And I'm just, it's so nice because the YouTube videos are so like chaotic. You got to dig through it. When you get the DVDs, you go to the menu, you say, what was that recipe again? And you click on the menu and it's all laid out and it makes it easy, and you can saturate yourself with this information and really transform your life. So thanks for letting me share that, Doc. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. It's transformed my life and a lot of the patients in the clinic too. And we can get that where Regenerate Your Life.
Oh, I better throw that in. Yeah, regenerateyourlife.org is my website. You want to check it out there. And if you want to watch the video of tonight, if you found something interesting and you want to hear this again and you were inspired, you can sign up for my Insiders Club, also at regenerateyourlife.org. And then you can see these videos and many other videos and emails that I send. It's a little bit more personal on the Insiders Club. And then the YouTube over there, which is my art, is life-regenerator.com, and those are all the free videos, but you never know what you're going to get over there, so be careful.
Awesome, Dan. So I think we'll wrap it up. Do you have any last words of inspiration or hope for the people here?
Well, I want to thank everyone for allowing me this opportunity to share my passion. It's such a great opportunity to share these things. I've said them before, and I'll say them again, but I don't tire of it because I hope that somebody out there somewhere tonight was inspired to change their life in a way. And really, you know what it is? You know, Ollie, it was about, fruits, vegetables, and love, right? And I love the fruits and the vegetables, and it's amazingly powerful, transformative when we begin eating more of those fresh, ripe, mineral-rich, high-water, nutrient-dense, cleansing foods that are from God and Mother Nature. But when we bring that love in there, and I'm in a phase right now where the understanding of the importance of self-love is just taking me over. It's taking over every part of my consciousness because it's the only thing that I can do right now to get to the next level. And it's coming to me straight from God, and it came to me and it was like, the reason why you're still having any kind of issues at all in your life is because you're not fully loving, embracing, and accepting all aspects of yourself, all the good, the bad, the ugly, and just totally, completely loving yourself, like really sending love to yourself all day. I think in our society, we're always like, oh, don't do that, love others. But you know what? We're always spending time, we're trying to love others and try to get something in return, and we're trying to be loved by others so we can have our little, our gas tank, a quarter full some of the times, because the only way we're going to be running on a full tank of love is if we are allowing ourselves to be the love that's inside of us already. And so it's really committing to loving yourself. And when you see yourself not doing that, going somewhere, taking yourself on a date, stepping away from that frustrating project, stepping away from that argument, and just going somewhere and just nurturing and loving yourself completely. I know it sounds like a bunch of pretty words, but I'll tell you right now, I know that at the unconscious levels, this is one of the most difficult things. And everyone's had different experiences, different parents, different training, different programming. And so it's going to be easier for some of you than others. But when I say, when they say, and I say, and we say, love is the answer, I really, truly, at the bottom and top and sides and inside and outside of my whole heart, believe that that is the truth.